All right, how's everybody doing? Friends, Romans, country people, I've got something to tell you. My goose is officially cooked here on YouTube. There are so many things going wrong with this platform right now, and it is bewildering as a creator, let me tell you. And I have like no eyebrows today. Okay, we have to talk about something, and that is the situation on YouTube right now. Now, I am 100% not saying that I'm leaving YouTube, but things have gotten really weird here, and I don't know if you've noticed that as well. So tell me if you've been noticing too, how changed everything is here. Have you noticed how many commercials they're putting in? Like if you watch on TV, how long those commercials are? It used to be like you could skip them at the beginning of a video, and now they're 30 seconds long. There's that, and then there's the whole AI slop, which is huge. It's getting harder and harder to get anything you make seen. I'm sure for every one video that I put out, AI slop puts out literally a million videos. So consequently, I've seen my views tank. And that's okay, because I'm not here just for the views. I'm here because I make things that I want to look at. It really does make me wonder if we're at some sort of weird end game or turning point with YouTube, because things are not enjoyable as they once were. I don't know where this trend goes, but I think it's not a good one. And it is really not in any world my preference to start a vlog off with a kind of off energy of complaining about the very place where you're watching this. But I mean, it affects me, and I'm sure it affects you too. I can't be the only one who's noticed. The upside is I don't think it's gonna last forever. I think the whole AI thing, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm certainly not a fortune teller in this regard, but I don't think it's gonna last forever. I think people are gonna get tired of the AI generation, or somehow it just becomes commonplace and boring. Just like, remember when GIFs became a whole big thing, and it just seemed like everything was a GIF, and then people just got tired of it. And while they're still around, they don't have the cultural significance that they once did. But you know, I don't know. I'm hoping that they fiddle with the algorithm a little bit so that it reprioritizes actual human YouTube creators, because I've yet to find an AI creator that I really want to watch. And not only that, it's supposed to be like YouTube. The you is supposed to be a person, not AI. And the commercials, don't even get me started. I don't know what to say about that. It makes things very unpleasant, even though I realize there's probably some hypocrisy in that, being that I am a person who makes my money, like some of it, from YouTube's advertisement, right? I get a share of that as a creator. I don't get very much because I'm not a huge channel, but theoretically I could benefit. And yet I would still be willing to say, like, I don't care, I'd rather just make less money. Stop making YouTube awful for everybody, because it hurts all of us. Actually, golden hour out here, so I'm walking the long way to the gym because it is just so pretty. Summer's in full bloom in Toronto. It's been a hot day. I actually waited for it to cool down a bit because I didn't want to walk to the gym in like 30-degree heat. Very pretty. All the flowers are like full bloom. My favorite part of the day is stopping to look at all the things that nature, and of course the gardeners in my area, have to offer. So pretty. Very good to get that all done. Walking back now, it is the most pleasant evening and the view is superb. Let me turn you around and see what I'm looking at. Everything is so green right now, and there's a cardinal flying. Everything is just hanging lushly. Ah, I love this time of year. So the other thing that I've been trying to remember about what AI is going to mean to us and my world, I feel like on one hand, I've had kind of bad luck in a way, in that everything I seem to do seems to be just like Pac-Man kind of eaten by AI, by technology, by smartphones. You know, I've talked about how I used to be a prolific magazine writer, and there just aren't as many magazines as there used to be, and certainly not as much writing work as there used to be. So that got kind of chomped by people using their smartphones mostly for their infotainment. And now YouTube seems to be, I guess, at risk as well, at least in terms of the types of videos that I make and I enjoy making, but nonetheless, I'm here. And I try and keep perspective by thinking to myself, I'm still here, even if I don't get a lot of writing work that goes on websites, even though maybe my YouTube videos don't get the traction that they used to, I still as a human exist in real life. All of this is kind of an illusion, and it doesn't even function without electricity. Like if the electricity gets cut to my house, I still have a rich life that I enjoy that is not dependent on the internet, on my smartphone. There are plenty of things I can go and see and do in this world that do not rely on the internet. Yet, anyway. Sometimes it can be hard to tease apart your digital self from your real life self, but it has been a real interesting thought experiment for me lately. I've been so prolific with art, people. Let me just show you what I've been up to today. I made that painting in acrylic today. So I haven't worked in acrylic in maybe 20 years, maybe even more. So I worked on that. I worked on those eggplants. I don't know how well you can see them. I filled in this journal entry. That was actually yesterday's drawing. And then today I did the watercolor into it. And then I did this oil painting of a lemon. I'm still practicing, so I'm keeping it pretty simple with the oil right now. And that was all just this morning. And so further underlying that I have a value that is not connected to my digital presence. I do things in real life that I love and that I enjoy. And now it's really time for me to get out of this gym. Well, good morning. It is bright and early, 8:30, and I'm just about to put my makeup on. Got a new little set of makeup from Merit, so I'm gonna show you guys that. Came in this cute brown corduroy pouch that reminds me of the 1970s. If you were a child in the 1970s, chances are you were dressed in brown corduroy, regardless of your gender. So one thing I've been reflecting on is the YouTube experience and how that's changed, because I've been here a very long time, since 2017. So this is mostly just a restock. This is the moisturizer that I really enjoy. So it's a restock of this. I got a fun new blush. This is in the color Stockholm, which is more of a pink. And then I'd say probably the most important thing, which is the minimalist foundation stick, which I wear every single day. You should see how much is left. I've been using it since October daily, and I still have a lot left. So let me show you. This is what it looks like, and there's still a good amount left. So the thing that interests me about this latest set of decisions from YouTube, specifically the commercials lasting so long, is that I'm surprised in a way, because YouTube does things usually for the viewers' benefit, not really for the creators. They don't really care that much about what we think. For the large part, any large changes they make have to do with improving the viewer's experience. For example, they really change the algorithm so that it will show you more of content you've most recently watched rather than your favorite creator, if that makes sense. So if your favorite creator has segued from one subject matter to another, as I have, that's not what they show you. They'll show you, say a video you watched was on dog grooming, they'll show you a video about dogs next. So they've moved that way. And then they've moved shorts onto the platform, and most of us creators were like horrified when they moved shorts here onto the app experience. We wanted shorts to like be maybe on a separate app, and they never did that. They combined it. That wasn't for us. That was, I think, obviously because of the threat of TikTok. They could have made their own little TikTok app, but they didn't. They put them all together. And that was, I think, by and large, to just try and keep viewers engaged on this app. How is that going to work with 20-second commercials, even on now the app, at the front of every video? Who's going to sit through that? I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I think they've prioritized earnings, and they make a lot of money as it is, but earnings over the viewer experience. And well, we'll just see where that goes. It's actually such a dark morning that I'm gonna have to finish my makeup in front of my tiny little Ricky Loves Ricky mirror, which has actually really been coming in handy. I will put a link down below. It is just this little LED. I just lean in and I see what's what. What I love about this foundation stick in particular is it never looks cakey. It doesn't really settle in any lines. So can highly recommend. I'll put links down below. And then I got this blush as well, which is the more pink version of the one I already had. So this is more of a, what they would call a cool pink, which I love. That's my favorite blush color. So I don't know if this one Stockholm is universally flattering, but I do know that this one Cheeky, which is darker, you'll see here. I'll just use a little bit of that too. This is a more universally flattering, almost plum-like color, whereas Stockholm is just pretty much straight up a pink. So with this one, I like to just dab it in. And of course, this is not a mirror, so I can't see that well. And then lastly, I got this product, which when I saw it arrive, I was like, that looks like neon pink. I don't know, but I picked it because I wanted this pink and this pink to kind of go nicely together. This is Merit's, I think it's a lip oil, and I can't see the name, so I'll write it down here. But watch how it goes on. It looks really nice, actually. You see, it's not bright at all. I thought it was gonna be. And it doesn't have that awful lip oil, horrible feeling, because it doesn't have me slide in it. And that's a good thing. So I'm enjoying these two new products. Merit has been my favorite brand, and they're not sponsoring me to say this, but this has been my favorite discovery of the last year in the makeup world. There we go, ready for a boiling hot day. I'm on a rescue mission. It's absolutely boiling out here already, and it's still early. All right, come along. These are the last of my garden peonies. They're already kind of flopping, and I want to rescue them because a big thunderstorm is coming later, so I just want to make sure that I can enjoy them. These are the loveliest of all the ones I've had so far. Oh, this one's already bent too much. Just gonna trim them a bit. Look at these. Peonies are my absolute favorite. So here's my little tiny peony bouquet. I'm so lucky to have a backyard. You know, I didn't grow up with a backyard. I am an apartment kid. My grandparents had a very nice backyard though, so I used to like helping them trim the hedges, and I planted strawberries once in the backyard upside down. So those never amounted to anything, but you know, it was fun trying. But now I get to have this small garden of my own in the city. I do like it. I've spent a few years away from gardening. It just didn't interest me. I felt like I was spending a lot of money and not getting really any return, because as you see, it's very heavily shaded and not that many things do well out here. You can tell I'm in the city because there's a big siren going on. Now, I've lived here so long that I can actually tune the sirens out, tune pretty much anything out when I'm in the backyard, except for when I'm filming, because I know that the microphone is picking it up and that drives me crazy. But I swear in my normal life, honestly, it's just one of those city background noises. Ah, look at these, so nice. So I am just gonna pop them in this little vase, vase? How do you say it? Maybe trim them just a little bit more. Did you know peonies actually are one of the hardest flowers to draw and to paint? And I would know because I've been trying to capture the essence of a peony for a year now, and I still don't feel like I've nailed it. This one is very floppy. Look at that. I had such a crop of peonies this year. I've never seen anything like that. Very late to bloom. Oftentimes here, peonies are like a May, early June thing. We're very much getting on to the later part of June, and yet here they are still. But I am not complaining if it means I get way more than I usually do, which I definitely had this year. Sometimes really it is just the simple things. Let's get rid of these. What you cannot see, however, is that I have ants on me that kind of crawled up my legs while I was messing around near the peonies. Now, have you also noticed how good mid-roll ads are getting? Now, if you don't know what a mid-roll ad is, it's basically a commercial that YouTube will run in the middle of a longer video. The video has to be 8 minutes or longer. That's the way it's set up right now. And they've trained AI on where to put the perfect breaks in a YouTube video now. So not only are they serving more at the beginning, they're serving, not more, but they're serving them at ideal places in the video to make sure that it's cutting somewhere. And it doesn't always work, but often it's very effective. But it's cutting somewhere to keep you hooked to find out what comes next. It's absolutely wild. Okay, I'm just prepping some romaine lettuce for lunch. And so here's a romaine lettuce tip. This is my favorite type of lettuce. I wish it weren't in a way, because this is the one most often implicated with like E. coli breakouts. So fingers crossed this one's okay. What I do is I don't just peel off these leaves and eat from them, because one head of lettuce lasts us probably 3 different salads. So what I will do is I will take them off, and then I'll keep going into the center, and I'll even take some of these from the inside. And so basically this is sort of half. I don't like consecutively pull the outer leaves off. I just kind of take half of it out like that to get to sort of the center point. And then the other thing I'll do is I'll trim this off so that it lasts a bit longer and stays a bit fresher. If you leave the stem intact, it's sort of like a plant, and it will stay in the fridge for a long time, like over a week, especially if you take care of it. So I'll just trim off this red part, and that can go back in the fridge. And now I've got to wash the absolute living daylights out of each of these romaine lettuce leaves. I've slipped out for a walk because I feel like if I don't do it now, there's going to be too much rain. And if I wait, I'm going to be rained out. It's already actually been raining, but there's a bit of a break in it. So here I go, umbrella in hand, just in case. This is a little community garden, just a few little planters here. What a great idea. We always stop for flowers, more peonies. Okay, I found a little spot to perch that is not wet. So if you've watched this far, thank you. I know that most people watch to about the 5-minute mark, 5 to 6 minutes worth of each vlog that I make. I know because I get so many stats from YouTube, but now that you're here, I'm gonna reward you with some inside intel that I never tell anybody. I don't think I've ever discussed this on the channel. So average watch time is usually between 5 and 6 minutes for like a 20 to 30 minute vlog. So that's just a fraction. And that's okay, because a lot of people are gonna come in and they're gonna be like, this is not for me. And they're gonna dip back out again. And then some people are gonna watch the whole thing. And so on average, you get about 5 minutes, or at least in my case, I do. The views are where things have consistently been weird lately. Like, it used to be no problem for me to get 1,000 views on a video. And now even those kind of videos, like product review videos, are not doing well. So it's an interesting change for me. Like, very rarely will things be over like 400 views lately. That's very low for my channel. So I know something is up because I haven't changed anything. I think the only thing that's happened is I'm competing against more videos now. Now, in terms of money, I mean, vlogs have never been a big money maker for me. Like a video that's gonna make me a lot of money would be something like a shampoo review that people will be watching for the next 5 years. Vlogs are very seasonal. Like once that season is past, people are not gonna go back and watch like a Christmas video. So they're very much of the moment. And for those, I don't make much money at all. So anywhere from like $3 to like $7. I'm not kidding, it's very, very low. Where I can make up some more money though is with affiliate marketing. So sometimes I mention products. Well, I mean, I did even in this video, and then I'll put links below. And then some people, if they're interested in purchasing, I mean, you know how affiliate marketing works. This is, I'm sure, not a surprise to you. I'm just noticing this. Love yourself. That's funny. So, you know, I'm not only making $5. Like if someone wants to purchase, you know, the Merit makeup that I had been discussing earlier, I will get a little bit of money for that, but we're talking dollars here. It's not a huge amount of money typically. But one of the higher ticket items that people sometimes purchase from my affiliate marketing links, I mean, I'm not going to get rich on this, but is for the LED face masks that I talk about, specifically the CurrentBody one, because I have so many review videos. People do purchase from those. So that is another income stream for me. And thank God, because if I didn't have that, I probably would have been done with YouTube a long time ago, to be completely honest, because it is very demoralizing to make like $5 when you've been working for 30 hours on a vlog. Okay, this lady here is the most like badass dog walker I have ever seen, because she gets these dogs all calmly walking in formation. I've mentioned her once before on the vlog, but she's like incredible, that lady there. When they're out walking together, they just flow like water, like a pack. Nobody's pulling, nobody's tugging. She's just like the leader of the pack, and they just follow. See what I mean? So cute. I don't know who the lady with the blue backpack is. I haven't seen her before. Maybe another neighborhood dog walker. Okay, so in terms of overall how much money I make on YouTube, it's about $300 US a month. It's a little bit more at Christmas time because there are just more advertisement and more commercials being played on my videos at that time, as it is for everybody. And then January, you'll see a dip because the spending is over. But I'm gonna say just on average, it's $300 from just what they call AdSense. So when YouTube is running commercials, I get a cut of that, but it's not a huge amount of money, obviously. I like to joke that it's Sephora money, but I don't spend 300 USD at Sephora a month. This cat is following that couple. There it goes. And it is now starting to rain. Okay, so on that last picture, you saw that the amount I'm making is less than $300 a month on average. That's true, but this is the part of the year where I don't earn very much, because it's not that there are fewer ads, it's that advertisers pay less for the ads. I know this gets very confusing, but when back to school rolls around, so that starts in July, August, that kind of kicks off the whole advertising season, with amounts increasing basically up into like December. So November and December will be your highest paying months typically out of the entire year. Everything after Christmas, like in January all the way through to basically June, which is where we are now, are the lower scale. Half of the year I'm above 300 and half of the year I'm below 300, and we get to about 300, and that hasn't changed. Even with all these new ads, with this improved ad technology, this AI ad insertion, I certainly have not seen any kind of change, and my views in general of my older videos that I still make money on are pretty stable. So I was wearing that lip oil all day. I didn't really reapply, and I'm just putting on a little bit of lip balm now, but they're not dry, not flaky, anything like that, which is sometimes the case for lip products. That's why I kind of tend to avoid them, because I get chapped lips really easily. So a word about subscribers. So you're probably thinking, maybe you think I'm making a lot for the subscribers I have, or maybe you think I'm making a little for the subscribers I have. And subscriber count, so I have 21K, which is a lot. Thank you guys, for all of you who follow me. That is a lot, but your subscriber count has very little to do with how much money you make. That's why they call it a vanity metric. It's pretty cool to say you have XYZ, you know, say you've got 1 million subscribers, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have a lot of views. So how many people are watching your videos really determines how much money you're making off YouTube. And even from person to person, like people will ask me, well, if you have 20K, how much money does that mean? People with 20K subscribers would make, and or a million. And it's just not based on that. It's really based on how your videos perform, how many people are watching them, all of them, not even just the ones I release now. Like my highest money earning videos are not any vlogs, not anything I've made, I think even in the last year. My highest earning videos like today at any given time are videos from a few years ago. So that's the kind of cool thing. Like you can be earning money on videos you made a very long time ago. So just a quick word about me. I'm not like originally a vlogger. This is not originally like a vlogging channel. That's something I've dabbled in, a form that I've dabbled in over the last few years. Sometimes I'm more into it. Sometimes I back out of it a little bit, you know, but the origin of this was really very much about hair loss, about my journey using Rogaine and minoxidil, and shampoo reviews. So those three types of content and some makeup stuff really do the best for me. I have very old shampoo review videos that continue to do well and are really kind of like really big earners for me overall. Although as we know, I'm not making a fortune off those either. So while I'm making like okay money, it's because I have this enormous backlog of product reviews. I do dabble in them now and again. I like to think that they are fun to make, actually. Like when I have a product I like to talk about, like for instance, I've been testing out this Ultrahuman ring. I kind of enjoy the exercise of thinking about what I want to say about it, gathering my thoughts, trying to make it useful for you guys. And I love that I have all this creative freedom to say what I want. I'm not really constrained by anybody. Also because I don't accept sponsorships. Because I work in lifestyle journalism, it's hard for me to accept sponsorships for products that I might review, if that makes sense. So I could easily do like a Squarespace sponsorship or like, I don't know, a HelloFresh or something like that. That would be easy for me because I don't feel like they're overlapping any of the work I do, even as a writer, completely off YouTube. There's no real overlap. Those are not the kind of sponsorships that are ever offered to me. So if you've ever been curious how smaller YouTubers and creators make their money, many of them are like me. It is partly from AdSense and it is partly from affiliate marketing. And a lot of people sell digital products and they go the coaching route too, and that is, I don't know, that doesn't really interest me. I've been doing this so long and I'm at the point where I feel like I've explored many different genres. This is my favorite one right now, the vlogging. And again, the product reviews, when I have a product that I feel like I have something to say about. I have fun making them. It's very hard to have longevity here on YouTube if you're not enjoying the videos that you make. I think that kind of has to come first. And the money, the fame, whatever you want to call it, the traction, the income, it's not that those are not worthy goals. It's just I think it would be very easy to become discouraged unless you actually enjoy the act of creating videos. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope that gave you some insight to my channel. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. And for the rest of you, if you could like, and if you got all the way down to the deep end here, please do leave me a comment, even like a flower emoji. We'll see you on the next video.